There you go. Big up Winter Surfer. Landing it. Come on.
Yeah, I just
silverware. The only thing that matters, bro.
Yeah, sort of.
No, as long as come on.
I don't want to win.
Let me ask you a question.
Here we go, Sam.
Go on, KJ.
Would you take Erik ten Hag as your next manager?
No. What do you think this is? A service?
1 second, Sam. But you've just said trophies are all that matter. The man has shown they can win trophies every year. For 6 years in a row, he's won at least one trophy.
Okay, I'm going to give you one chance to take it back.
Apparently, crap Manchester United team. So surely you would want him.
Okay, I'm going to give you one chance to take it back before I absolutely school you on this now. You've got one chance to take it back.
Go on, let's do this.
All right, listen, one sec.
Get your pen and paper ready, KJ. Take notes.
Let's go.
Okay, is Erik ten Hag the only manager out there available for me if I say Carlo? That has won anything.
Sam, let me just answer that question though.
There's literally two of that.
Sam, I think you've done your own point though. You've said that there's nothing more important than trophies, but there is. What is more important than just winning trophies is having a manager that can consistently make you good enough to win bigger trophies, win leagues, and consistently stay at the top. So just because you win some trophies, that's where I disagree with you. I think trophies at the end result are exactly what everybody wants, but there are multiple components that go into winning trophies that cannot be ignored as unimportant, because without them you don't get that consistency in which you want. So for instance, you may want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the gym, but let's just not pretend that consistency, good sleep, eating well, cutting out alcohol, all those things are components of looking in that way. If it's just all that matters, Terry, is lifting heavy weights, that's nonsense, because you can lift loads of weights. But if you eat Big Macs every day, you won't look in that way. So I agree with you. The end result is trophies, but where you are, where Chelsea are right now, where you are, where Man United are, there are multiple other things that we have to see first before we can even think about getting to the place that you want to be in. So I think me and you agree with the end destination 100%, but we can't ignore the other important components and factors that go into getting there, surely.
Yeah, but I can also give you Pochettino under Spurs and Arteta right now Arsenal, who's won, what is it, F4 now, and still improving as they were doing at that time.
So would you take them, though? Would you take them?
No, he wouldn't take them. And Sam, let me respond to that. I understand where you're coming from. And if Arteta doesn't win any major trophies, then yes, he improved them and they played excellent football and they've done well in that regard. But then he wouldn't have made them a team that is absolutely that could even be talked about as a great Arsenal team. I absolutely concur with you in that basis. But now Arteta is being judged, in my opinion, on the trophies that he's winning over the last couple of years. When you look at Arteta when he first took over Arsenal and look what they were, the squad they had, the players. I don't think Pep Guardiola could have got that team that he inherited winning Premier Leagues consistently, or even
but he would have won more cups along the way, though.
Because he's also a more experienced manager who is probably better than Arteta and any other current manager around will ever be. Again, but there's one of him, right? The point I'm making is that depending on who your manager is and where you are in terms of where your club is at this moment in time, there are things that come before winning the trophies. But where I agree with you is the end result has to be to get there. The end result can't just be top four and we're happy as a football club when you're a massive, giant club. I agree with that element completely. This comment here says, how is Mark still back in Ten Hag? I don't know. I haven't seen.
He's on the payroll. That's why. The guy's on the payroll.
Let's stop that.
No, he is. I'm sorry.
Hang on. When you say he's on the payroll from whom?
From someone from the club, for God's sake. That guy will do anything to sell his soul. That's why I unsubscribed to him. I'm not watching that guy anymore.
KJ. So I understand you saying that. What is it that he does that makes you think he's being paid by the club?
Because the fact that he keeps defending this manager when there is nothing to defend him for. There is absolutely zero arguments to defend this guy. He kept saying, and the thing is, he even said after the FA Cup win, you can't sack this guy. You know, he's won us. Look at the players and all that. Then he gets in a new sort of players, but then he keeps slandering these players. Well, mate, you can't have it both ways. So you want him to have a proper structure. He's had it now. He's bought players that he wanted, and they're still being crap. And guess what? If this is the case, stop putting the blame on just the players and start looking at the guy up there who can't coach it properly. And if he's going to have this energy sorry, just one thing. If he's going to run the same energy that he was doing for Mourinho, who was doing better than Ten Hag, yeah, and what's the other guy for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and these men, will have the same energy for Ten Hag then, mate.
Okay,
it's as simple as that. Some of these men, I'm sorry, mate, but
so I agree with your opinion about. I think Mark's wrong about defending Ten Hag and putting it on the players. So I agree with you on that. The reason I don't believe he's being paid is because there are other people that sit on his channel weekly that rip into the manager every week. So my view is if he's business, if the United stand was getting access and getting information based on you, but you have to defend Ten Hag by the football club, why would Mark be allowing other people to absolutely rip not just Ten Hag, but the club captain and other individuals? So I agree with your opinion. I think Mark's wrong. That's why I want to debate him about it. However, the idea, it doesn't make sense because, again, if I had to always praise Fabrizio Romano, otherwise he'd stop giving me information. This is hypothetical. He doesn't. If we always had to say Fabrizio was right on the Terrace, I'd have to make sure my employee, like KJ, also echoes it. Otherwise, Fabrizio's going to say, well, your employee's saying I'm wrong. That ain't part of the agreement, right?
Listen, you might be right. I might be wrong with this, yeah. But this is just what I'm feeling from how I've seen him. But for me, the guy's a flip flop as well. Also,
cheers, Mo. We're near the end.
Why is it that when someone has an opinion that supports someone, it's automatically they're paid by X club and that club? Why can't it just be their opinion?
It's not just that, though. It's not just that. Look. This is where you and I are mistaken. Just because you have a different opinion to me, it's not me saying that you're ultimately getting, or not believing in what you're saying or doing X, Y, and Z. The issue is I've watched that guy for years. All right, this geezer, the way he's talking now, the way he's moving, this wasn't him before.
Sam, are you the same person that you were last year?
What?
How old are you now?
But hold on. But can I finish my point?
Sam, how old are you now? Simple question.
What?
How old are you?
20. I'm 22.
You're 22. Are you the same person you are when you were 18?
No, of course. You learn new things.
There we go. So
but KJ, you're missing my point. You're missing the point.
Make your point for us because we've got a few more to bit. What's your point?
Yeah, okay. The point is, my whole point is the way this guy is speaking right now. I don't even believe he backs what he actually said. I just think he says things just to swerve with the weight. This is my whole point. It's not about me saying you can't learn. Obviously, when you get new facts in, your views changes. Obviously, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying it, but my point is, when people ask me this question, I'm giving you the face on the fact that he's saying back the manager this and that and all that. I just think he's a flip-flop.
Again, I understand your point. I think it's so interesting, though. We've had people on the football terrace, and I've been tuning in tonight. Big up Lee Gunner. Hope you're good. I remember we played a video of Lee from years ago, and he had a different outlook compared to what he's like now. Now, of course, when we used to do the show together, I'd banter him and say he's a flip-flop. Like me and you tonight, we had a bit of an argy-bargy. We know it's a little bit of pantomime. We know it's a little bit of fun. But people do change. They see, you learn something and see things from a different perspective. I think what happens when you get as big as someone like Mark Goldbridge, yes, you get access to things that smaller YouTubers and content creators don't because you're more powerful in that way. Your influence is bigger. And people come to you. But I just look at it like, again, I don't agree with Mark, but there's nothing that Mark does that makes me think the club are paying him. The same as there was Chelsea fans like CB, very small in comparison to Mark Goldbridge, who's very, very complimentary of certain elements of the club and condemned other areas. Some people thought he was on the payroll. I'm like, why would Chelsea pay this kid? But his opinions were very similar. And there are people that agree with Mark Goldbridge who don't even have platforms. But what, are they being paid? I just think that I just don't believe
I'm questioning their standards and their ambition.
Questioning the opinion, I think there's no issue with it. I've got no issue with that. This here, sorry, I've already done this super chat. It's going to be annoying when Chelsea win this trophy and pretend it's a major achievement. It's essentially a free trophy for finishing 6th last year.
hey, we've that would have mean we've won every trophy we can ever compete for. So and it's our 3rd UCL. Yeah. That's the initial competency.
You can defo see the difference between the A and the B team. Still a bit shaky to Chelsea's first team. Yeah, I agree with that. I do.
I think that's to be expected, though. Those players aren't playing a lot, together as well. So
yeah,
it's fine.
what I think Chelsea have done and taken a step back and look at the most successful managers in history over the years. They made a risky move with Enzo. Something tells me that I could be insane. I mean, I've always said all along, I thought it was even, I know it's a bit of a, maybe you could look at it as fence sitting, but I always thought it was going to go disastrously or amazingly. I always just had this gut feeling that it was going to be one or the other. It was never just going to be a sort of beige move. What a lot of players complained about playing time, and Chelsea with the amount of players they have. Should we have kept this amount of players? I think you should have done. You're in 4 competitions and you've got the World Club Championship at the end of the season.
We don't have a big squad either. We've got like a normal size squad.
Don Carlo has more class in his toes than all of Real Madrid.
Oh, we do, because we demand. Because we demand. Yeah.
I love Sam. Sam's great. Sam is absolutely great. If you watch each goal, you'll see that Badiashile played the attacking in twice, and Sanchez caused both against Brighton individual errors. Now, I do agree. I think it was more individual errors from Sanchez at the weekend, but that's an area. And thank you, Red Indian, who says, big up the Terrace, good content. Thank you very much indeed. Look, I want to thank everybody that has tuned into the show today. I want to thank my panelists, and that does get a bit heated, but that's the name of the game. If you're offended by it, I don't know what to say to you. Until next time, people.
Also, redirect. This will go.
Yes, this video is redirecting you to Footy Judge Mo's channel, so go over there and support him. Until next time, take care.